Argentina la casa. Hola amigos, mi nombre es Franklyn Tony, and in today's video we are going to be learning about the history of Argentina. So the reason why I'm doing this video today is because I feel like I've reacted to a lot of Argentina songs already, and I feel like it's now time for me to indulge, to get into knowing more about Argentina, because I really want to know more about Argentina. I really want to come to Argentina sometime this year. I think maybe in September. So I want to know about the whole culture, learn Spanish before I even come to Argentina. So today we're going to learn about the history of Argentina. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe, like the video, comment down below, and yeah, let's get straight into the video.
What do you get when you cross a shipping port, a large fertile plain, and one of the harshest geographic frontiers on the planet?
Pampas?
A truly unique Argentina.
What the fuck, bro? So what the hell is Pampas then? What?
We have talked a lot of...
That's even true. That sounds so familiar. Pampas. You guys know the diapers that they put on babies? I don't know if you guys have that over there in Argentina, but we call it Pampers. Or where I'm from in Nigeria, we don't really call diapers. We call it Pampers. That's crazy. So why do you guys have the name Pampers? Like for taking care of baby shit or what?
About how features like mountains and rivers truly unique Argentina. We have talked a lot about how features like mountains and rivers set up natural barriers and transport networks. But what happens when a country is built around a single nucleus? Say, the Rio de la Plata?
Huh?
I mean, it couldn't be more
The Rio de la Plata? Am I saying that right?
Single nucleus. Say, the Rio de la Plata?
The Rio de la Plata? Hey, I apologize if I'm not saying that right. Honestly, I apologize if I'm butchering some of these names.
I mean, it couldn't be more perfect, right? This was the main entrance that connected to every major southern navigable river on the continent, perfect for cultivating large civilizations and colonial empires. But in a way that is very uniquely different from the rest of South America, growth would actually be majorly hindered here in both its pre-Columbian and its colonial era.
Wait. What are these flags? Were these the flags of the olden days or the olden times? Because I don't think I've ever seen these flags before. Wait, this flag looks like, is it La Boca? Or I might be wrong though. I know this flag for sure is Spain's flag. And why does this flag look like the LGBTQ flag? Hey, no, I'm not trying to throw any diss or anything, but I don't know. Am I tripping or does it kind of look like it? But yeah, I've never seen these flags before, except Spain and Argentina.
Modern-day Argentina had to overcome these obstacles. What is sometimes called the black sheep of America, the home of independence, would become one of the wealthiest migrant nations the world has yet known, thanks in large part to those three factors. This is Terra Argentina, land of silver.
Ooh, so you guys got silver in Argentina. Okay. Valid.
Okay, first misconception out of the way. Argentina's modern borders don't actually contain all that much silver. And there is of course a fourth geographic feature that makes up its landscape. The gargantuan southern Andes Mountains hugs its entire western border, and it is in these mountains where some of the continent's limited empires thrived, the most famous of which were the Inca. Recognizing its Incan past, the sun god Inti today adorns the Argentine flag, which gives testament to the power and influence this Quechua-speaking...
so you guys' sun god is called Inti. So do you guys is the sun in Spanish like Inti? Or if I want to talk about the sun, can I just say Inti? Like, especially if I'm in Argentina. If I'm in Argentina, I want to say, let's say the sun is coming up. Should I say, the Inti is, how do I say come up again? I forgot to say come up. I recently reacted to this. I remember in somebody's song they were saying come up. I can't remember, but sun Inti. Can I also call the sun Inti, guys? Let me know down below.
Empire had in the Andes. We won't be going into too much detail about the Inca in this video. I don't want to poach too much from Bolivia and Peru, but their conquest as they winded their way down the Andes caused a migration. The first in a long series of migrations that shaped Argentina.
Oh, damn.
Thousands of the Mapuches, themselves a semi-settled people, resisted the Inca or fled into the low Patagonian plateau. So many, in fact, that we actually know very little about the small number of nomadic people who already lived there.
What the... So there's Toba, Charrua. I apologize if I'm mispronouncing this name. So there's Charrua, Peluche, Taishan, and Mapuche. Okay, why does that sound like Mapuche? My pussy, my poochie. Bro, what the fuck am I saying, bro? Anyways, ignore me, guys. Bro, what the fuck?
Since they became thoroughly assimilated into the Mapuche life. And this was all happening around the same time that the Spanish were expanding their own holdings in America. Which sort of shows you why the long navigable rivers had no civilizations to speak of like you'd expect, because large-scale settlement of these areas hadn't really had time to happen yet. By the time Francisco Pizarro, the Spanish conquistador, arrived at the borders of the Inca in 1528, the empire was long past its peak, ravaged by civil war and European diseases, which left the vast kingdom ripe for conquest. The viceroyalty of Peru was established on the bedrock of the Incan societal infrastructure, and suddenly the economic center of the continent had shifted to its capital.
Damn.
The Argentine coast, as you can see, is actually pretty far from this new capital, but that didn't stop many of the explorers in this region seeking alternative ports.
Okay.
Rumors of vast amounts of silver hidden somewhere in the continent teased these explorers for years. They know it's in there somewhere if they could just find out how to get there. Until they struck gold, or more specifically silver, at the Rio de la Plata.
The Rio de la Plata, okay. So today, does Argentina still have that silver? I mean, I don't know if they're gonna say it in this video, but do they still have that silver? Because hey, that will even be a good thing, because I want to come to Argentina sometime this year, and I love silvers. The other day, let me just tell you guys, I was taking a shower and I freaking ripped my whole chain. I don't know if you guys can see it, but let's not talk about that. We're not here for my chain, we're here for the video.
Giovanni Cabot was so convinced of the land's potential for wealth that he named it Terra Argentina, land of silver in Latin. And his son, Sebastian Cabot, would years later name the massive river estuary that he spent years exploring the Rio de la Plata, or River Plate, since to those in the know, plate was a nickname for silver at the time. And it was in this river system that Argentina's first, albeit short-lived settlement of Santi Spiritu was established in 1527, until one of the native tribes, vetoed it.
What?
Famous Portuguese explorer Ferdinand Magellan is also credited for naming America's southern cone Patagonia, after the Patagons, a word meaning giants.
Okay.
A race of humongous native tribes rumored to inhabit the land. But hey, at least we got a half-decent winter apparel company.
Wait, so were they like giants, like big people, like 6 foot, like David and the Goliaths? Is that what they mean by they were like giants, like big?
Name out of it. Falkland side note. These rocky and uninhabited islands were claimed to be discovered by the English explorers in the 16th century, which sounds credible if you ignore the French, Spanish, and Dutch claims to have done the same thing and the Portuguese maps that already recorded it being there. I'm sure this won't cause any confusion later. The Rio de la Plata's potential as a large commercial shipping port was realized almost immediately by these explorers, and it wasn't long before a few settlements had been built along its various rivers. The most famous of which, Buenos Aires, was named after the good winds that had brought the sailors safely to the land. And soon the governorate of the Rio de la Plata was formed within the viceroyalty of Peru. And here is where we get to talk about the first of the factors that would hinder its potential for growth.
Okay.
Firstly, it was held back by Spanish rules restricting all trade in the New World to be through the port of Lima, the capital, meaning that most of the trade done in this area was illegal. And this relegated unimportance left Buenos Aires very vulnerable to attacks from the native Indians and also the Portuguese, who curiously built 2 forts right across on the other side of the river. Oh, don't mind us. Nothing to see here. So reforms were eventually put forward by decree in 1776 to separate the Rio de la Plata into its own viceroyalty. If you remember the episode on Mexico, this is part of the Bourbon reforms. Now, although this did help the port, the trade of silver...
Wait, so there's Buenos Aires, there's Santa Maria, Salta, Santiago del Estero. So and Mendoza. Why is it that like I've never heard any of these other provinces? The only province I hear people talk about, I don't know if you guys call them province or states in Argentina, is all I hear is I only hear Buenos Aires. I only hear Buenos Aires. So I don't know, is that where like the main people like live or something? Let me know, guys. Let me know.
Silver specifically was still restricted to Potosi, which Buenos Aires deeply resented. So some of the settlers turned to a new industry, one where they would have more control: beef. Surrounding the port of Buenos Aires is an area called the Pampas, one of the largest and most grazing-friendly regions on the planet. Even without the care of a drover, cattle herds would naturally reproduce and multiply into huge populations.
Is this why I heard that somebody was telling me that, I don't know if it's Argentina, but someone was telling me that Argentina's beef or meat is so good to the point whereby you don't even need to put any spice on it, that all you need is just salt and cook it, and it tastes good. Like, it tastes good. It tastes bueno. Is that true? Damn, no way this is actually why. I mean, that's what I heard though. I'm not sure. So people were saying that Buenos Aires meat, they don't even put any spice on it. They just cook it and put salt, and it still tastes good. Wow, that's crazy though. That's impressive, I can't lie.
And it wasn't long before Spanish settlers began moving into the Pampas to raise and sell livestock. Soon, the beef industry in particular became the colony's main export. But as the farming expanded, their strained relationship with the Mapuche would continue, as the frontier became more opaque. Second Falkland side note: the plot thickens. By this point, the Falklands had been settled by both the French and the British, neither of whom had known about the other. The Spanish negotiated to purchase France's settlement and then expelled the British, while still recognizing their claim. But after the American War for Independence and the upcoming Peninsular War, both Spain and Britain would formally leave the colony, making it a haven for mostly small-scale fishermen, while each leaving a plaque promising to one day return. Psh, yeah, right, I'm sure it'll all be fine. By now, we have a slowly thriving settlement on the cusp of creating its own self-sufficient economy.
Okay.
But how exactly did it become the Argentina we know today?
Okay.
The answer is death by 1,000 cuts.
Huh?
Independence movements
Death by 1,000 cuts? Mash up.
Today. The answer is death by 1,000 cuts. Independence movements rarely occur in isolation. There's always a myriad of factors happening.
Wait, hold up. Wait. Spara.
Movements rarely occur in isolation.
Why did they have my Negro brother, bro? Why does he have to be the fisherman? Because he's holding the fish. What?
There's always a myriad of factors happening somewhere in the world that leads.
That's even true. Let me know, guys. Or if you're Argentinian watching this, are there much? I don't think there's much black people in Argentina, but are there like black Argentinians in Argentina? What am I saying? There is, but like, is the population of black Argentinians, is it like a lot, or is it like 1% or 2%? Let me know, guys, down below. Let me know. But I'm asking this because I know like in Portugal there's black Portuguese there and stuff like that, but I don't think I've really seen much or heard anything much about any black Argentinians, or African Argentinians, or whatever you want to call them.
To a colony breaking away from its empire, and Buenos Aires had never had the best relationship with Spain to begin with.
Wow.
So with its growing middle class in the Age of Enlightenment, the Napoleonic Wars broke out, which weakened Spain's control. The Argentines didn't take too kindly to the British showing up on their doorstep and assuming the valuable Pampas was free real estate. Buenos Aires had to fend for itself in this situation, with very little help from faraway Spain, and this started to stoke a feeling of unity among the population. The British invasion had lit a powder keg of revolution. The May Revolution, which created the United Provinces of the Rio de la Plata, was not the first to occur in Latin America. but it was the first to be successful, and Argentina is sometimes referred to as South America's birthplace of independence for that reason. Not only for its success, but also for its role in aiding other parts of the continent like that of General Jose de San Martin, who crossed the Andes Mountains to attack royalists in Chile and Peru.
Bro, ain't no way this guy just said Chile, bro. What the fuck? Bro, what? Bro, wait, let me be sure I heard that again. Wait.
Who crossed the Andes Mountains to attack royalists in Chile and Peru.
Bro, I hope this person is talking about something else. Bro said Chile. It's Chile. I'm pretty sure that's how he said it, not Chile. Like, am I trying to eat pepper? I'm not trying to eat pepper. Like, it's not a fucking ingredient. It's a country, I'm pretty sure, but Chile, not Chile. What the heck?
And in continuing the long-held Sweeney Channel tradition, we're gonna gloss right over these wars. There's plenty of military history out there for you to consume, and instead get down to brass tacks. Argentina's first attempt at government was the Congress of Tucumán, which both Uruguay and the Liga Federal, who favored a confederation, refused to attend. But this all amounted to the square root of nothing when the Liga took control of government after the Battle of Cepeda, while the rest of Uruguay got invaded by the Brazilian Portuguese.
Damn.
Again, glossing over here.
Damn, that's crazy. I don't think I know much about Uruguay. I don't think I know much about there. I think the only person that I know that's from Uruguay is it Suarez? Wait. Let me actually be sure I'm saying the right thing, because I know some people out here, they want to look for trouble and come at me in the comment section for something I said wrong or something. But let's see. Oh yeah, he is from Uruguay. So wait, he is from Uruguay. Wait, but doesn't he play for? Does he play? Oh no, he doesn't. Okay, no, he doesn't. I don't know why. For a reason, I thought he plays for Argentina, but yeah. Okay, yeah. I don't know why I thought he played for Argentina. I don't know why. I think it's because him and Messi were together for a long time. I just assumed that he he was from Argentina, or he played for Argentina, but he's from Uruguay, I'm pretty sure. So I was correct.
When discussing faded by the Brazilian Portuguese. Again, glossing over here. When discussing post-independence South America, we inevitably have to talk about civil war. Argentina is no exception. A lot of these early conflicts can be traced to the way in which Spain ruled its colonies, and how these independent nations inherited that political bureaucracy. In this case, Buenos Aires favored a strong central government, and a trade monopoly reminiscent of the viceroyalty, and supported by the Unitarian Party. Whereas the other provinces, the Federalist Party and the rural ranches of the Pampas, called gauchos, favored a more devolved confederacy. Gauchos were wild and rugged cowboys, straddling the frontier with the indigenous Patagonia. Mostly made up of mestizos who created and maintained the massive cattle industry, and they had become quite powerful by this point. Some in fact accumulated so much power and wealth that they became caudillos, the Spanish word for warlord. Remember that question we posed about what happens when an entire nation's economy is centered around one nucleus? Well, it's not really a shocker that when you have warlords, you tend to have wars. And one caudillo in particular, Juan Manuel de Rosas, managed to drum up enough support to install himself as governor and de facto dictator of the United Provinces.
Wow.
Now, de Rosas is definitely a character we need to talk about, as the guy really...
So this is another province. So there's Buenos Aires, Rosario, and Nueva Cordoba. Okay. Why does this place look like it has more land than Buenos Aires?
Really knew how to play some next level 4D chess when it came to power. Firstly, he made himself popular with many of the southern gauchos by waging war against the natives of Patagonia, in addition to creating some nifty Argentine folklore, such as the famous native hero warrior, Yanquetruz, who fought off de Rosas, and although he is seen as an Argentine hero today, only made de Rosas more popular at the time. He led campaigns against the rival state of Peru and Bolivia, got himself blockaded by the British and French, which may seem random, but hey, these guys were kind of everywhere at the time.
What the
and
fuck?
Although these wars wreaked havoc on the average citizen...
What the fuck, bro? See, I understand the UK like invading certain countries, because they even invaded our country, Nigeria. They invaded like Nigeria, and that's why we people in Nigeria, that's why we tend to have like some British ways of saying our things, because we got our day, because England told us their English and stuff like that. So that's why our English is sometimes different from the American English. Like the way I spell color, I spell my color COLOURS, but I think the American way is COLORS. There's no U in the colors, so like there's a difference. But the fact that France is in here, like what the fuck these guys think they're doing, bro? Like who even speaks France in Argentina, or French?
They did nothing but increase De Rosa's popularity, especially with the caudillos, because wars use up a tremendous amount of horses, men, and supplies, and they were open for business.
Alright.
Armies of gauchos fighting in far-off wars made the gaucho an inseparable part of Argentine identity, and their meat rations cooked over open coals became the national dish of Argentina, the asado. Back home, De Rosas was a political mastermind as well, often playing the Unitarians and the Federalists off of one another to his own benefit, like when he created the Argentine Confederation, even though he was a Buenos Aires native, to put a check on the Unitarians' power. But all good things must come to an end, and for De Rosas this would occur in 1852, where an alliance of Brazil, Uruguay, and the caudillo of the state of Entre Rios overthrew Buenos Aires at the Battle of Caseros.
Damn.
And that caudillo, Justo José de Urquiza, became president. Buenos Aires thought this was no bueno and seceded from the Federation, started a civil war, won that was no bueno, and...
Wait, Espara. Never mind. Buenos Aires is big. San Juan. I've heard about San Juan before. But is this just one? I don't understand the map, bro. I don't understand what do you call it? Argentina's map. So this is Buenos Aires. Okay. Let's keep watching.
Seceded from the Federation, started a civil war, won that civil war, and restored the Unitarians to power. I know that might be a lot of information squeezed into a very small time frame, but the main takeaway here is that after decades of war, Buenos Aires and the Unitarians were ultimately victorious.
Yeah, so Buenos Aires is actually small. So this is Buenos Aires capital. This is where they mark it, and then this is Cordoba. Cordoba seems to have more land, or actually I feel like they're kind of like the same length, but this one looks wider though, but I don't know.
Bartolomé Mitre would become the new president of the Argentine Republic, and the age of caudillos was over. Wacky Patagonian side note: hey, see all this stateless land inhabited by the Mapuche? Say if you were to move in there, make a couple friends, you could theoretically create and rule your very own kingdom. And that's exactly what this French lawyer, Antoine de Tournen, did in 1860. This all lasted all of two...
Bro, how did the French lawyer take over a Spanish-speaking place? This guy just came and took anything. They took everything. What the heck?
2 years until he was captured by the Chilean government, declared insane, and expelled back to France to live out the rest of his days, vowing to...
Bro, I'm dead, bro. They took this guy back, bro. They deported this guy back to France, bro. Quick. Cause, bro, what? How they let like a freaking Frenchman come rule over their own land? I mean, hey, fair enough, to be honest.
Chilean government declared insane and expelled back to France to live out the rest of his days, vowing to his dying breath that he would one day return to reclaim his kingdom and free his people, most of whom had never heard of him. Argentinians have a saying: Los argentinos descendemos de los barcos. Argentines are descendants of the boats. The overwhelming vast majority of its population is made up of the descendants of migrants. More than half of them from Italy, followed by Spain and then Germany. This was because President Julio Roca had introduced liberal economic reforms to open up a free market economy.
Is this why some Spanish people, or should I say, yeah, some like Latin speaking people can understand Italian, and some Italians can understand Spanish? Huh, is this why?
For this reason, Argentina was heavily invested into by US and European industry, which in turn attracted tens of thousands of working class immigrants seeking a higher standard of living, particularly for Italians who found the culture and language to be similar enough to their own. Italian
so I was right.
and German migration was so high that it had a huge effect on its cuisine and culture and its semi-friendly relationships with fascist regimes. Wait, what? Yeah, let's put a pin in that and get back to war and corruption. Okay. Pulling back the curtains on Argentina's early success reveals a framework of corruption and warmongering at its foundation. Devastating wars had been waged which bolstered the nation's wealth, like the conquest of the desert which subjugated the Mapuches of Patagonia and expanded the livestock industry, as well.
Oh damn, Argentina became bigger. What the? They took over Mapuche? Damn! Damn, how greedy! I'm joking, guys, don't come after me, but damn! Did you guys see how short Argentina was, like right here? This was just like Argentina, but like now they took over Mapuche. Damn, that's a lot. But also, one thing I don't understand is, since Argentina went to war, why didn't they why isn't their, or should I say, why doesn't their flag have a red color in it? Because I'm pretty sure countries that have reds on their flag symbolizes that they went to war. Like Canada has red, they went to war. America has red, they went to war. I think that's what I've heard before, that countries who have a red color in their flag went to war. It symbolizes they went to war. So why doesn't Argentina have that in their what do you call it, in their flag? Or maybe not everybody has to include it in their flag. Maybe not.
Well as the subjugated the Mapuches of Patagonia and expanded the livestock industry, as well as the War of the Triple Alliance against its rival Paraguay, the deadliest conflict on South American soil today.
In no way you guys also wanted to take up, is this what? Is this Russia? No, this is not Russia. This is Brazil. This is Uruguay, Argentina. I don't know. Is this Chile?
Date. And during all this time,
that's not Chile. That's is this DR? Dominican Republic?
that set up a sophisticated network of corruption, which caused a great amount of wealth disparity. And if you know anything about corruption, you'll know that it's easy to skim a little off the top when things are going well. But as soon as the money stops flowing, the system starts to collapse, and that's exactly what happened during the Great Depression.
Oh shit.
Foreign investment and migration suddenly ceased after decades of growth, and the economy seemed beyond revival. And so would begin a cycle of coup d'etats, starting the infamous decade. The Nationalist Liberation Alliance, as well as the conservative landowning elite called the Concordancia, introduced widespread electoral fraud to keep themselves in power. Although in some good news, it seems that all those civil wars had really given them a bad taste for all the killing that went on, since Argentina is one of the few nations to not have actively fought in either world war. And in the case of the second, this was due to the fact that Argentina still had really good relationships with Germany, Spain, and Italy, since
damn. Oh yeah, that's true. They had good relationship with Germany because some of their people migrated to Argentina.
their population was mostly from these countries.
Oh damn. So which means there's some people from Argentina that like have German roots. Or what was the other place again?
As a matter of fact, very controversially, the Argentine populace were largely sympathetic to the fascist cause, which despite our hindsight of history was unfortunately not all that uncommon at the time.
That's crazy.
Two notable fascists even briefly seized power in Argentina itself and paved the way for perhaps the most noteworthy of Argentina's presidents, Juan Perón. Now here's where things get a little messy, because Perón is a wildly controversial figure who borrowed from both the right and the left in his policies in a unique kind of populism called Peronism. Although he did advocate for and support some civil liberties, he also crushed his political opponents in his 3 non-consecutive terms. And even more controversially, the reason why half of you probably clicked on this video, he was one of the main architects of the Rat Lines, smuggling fugitive fascists and Nazis for refuge into Argentina. Perón's motives for
Damn, this guy was This guy was a thug, huh?
aiding fugitives such as Ante Pavlich and SS officer Adolf
That's crazy. This guy actually shooted the Nazis.
Eichmann is still hotly debated to this day, but the regime's harboring of these war criminals has certainly left a stain on Argentine history. And now for the reason that the other half of you clicked on this video, our last Falkland side note. By the 1980s, Argentina had been taken over by an American-backed military coup who feared the rise of not only communists in Latin America, but also the legacy of Perón, and ensuring American commercial interests in this region. For a decade, the US-backed military junta waged the so-called Dirty War, killing and abducting tens of thousands of political opponents and leftist organizers. And it was in this extremely unstable climate where the government routinely organized death squads against its own people that Leopoldo Galtieri and Jorge Anaya decided to give the Argentine people a new enemy to distract them, and they invaded the British-held Falkland Islands.
Huh?
The military regime took a bet that Britain, who was in the process of decolonization, wouldn't lift a finger to protect its rocky outpost.
That's
but
crazy.
this turned out to be wrong, and they were swiftly defeated in an undeclared war.
Bro, I was like, when he was talking about this, I was like, bro, there's no way these guys are gonna go attack a colony that's protected by the England people. Like, bro, the England, bro, like, damn, I can't lie. Hey, I have to give it up to the Argentinians, man. You guys actually had no fear, but damn, because I'm pretty sure that back in the day, when people hear that England is getting into, like, they're joining troops to get into war, it's GG's. It's good game. Like, they're gonna win that war for sure. Like, there's no argument in that. There's no argument. That's crazy. Of course they lost, but damn.
Rocky outpost. But this turned out to be wrong, and they were swiftly defeated in an undeclared war. Now, propaganda about this war is still influential in both nations to this day, as an example of some of the hypocrisy and dangerous proxy conflicts that occurred during the Cold War. The world was left with a very tough question to ask itself: if it could really justify starting wars to satisfy the egos of headstrong leaders like Galtieri and Britain's Margaret Thatcher. And also how important a rocky outpost on the other end of the world really is to a former world empirical power. And I hope I can leave that question with you today as well.
Honestly, that was actually an interesting take to learn about the history of Argentina. That's crazy. I actually never knew that Argentina actually like aided in the war. They aided fugitives. Was it fugitives? Fugitives, he said, from like the Germans and something. That's crazy. But hey, I can't lie. Hey, Argentina got bigger. They started off small and then they expanded a lot. This was interesting. This was interesting to know. If you guys want me to learn about something else about Argentina, let me know down below. Peace out.